Sexuality Educator. Every day in April, I will be doing a video about one of the questions in my guide. Over 100 questions to ask your kids about sexuality. The guide is free, and if you don't have it, you can get it either by clicking the I or the link in the description box below. In my first video of this series, I had a question for you to ask your preschoolers, which is, do you know how babies are made? So today I want to circle back to a very similar question, except this time it's for our kids, our school agers. And the question is, who do you think can make a baby? Now, if this is the first conversation you've ever had with your school agers about where babies come from, then you may actually want to go back and check out that first video from the series. If you have had a conversation with your kids about how babies are made before this one, as I mentioned in that first video, I think it's really useful to come back to this topic of conception and how babies are made several times throughout your kids' childhood and adolescence. In my work, I meet a lot of teens and even some adults who still aren't clear on the details of how babies are made. And like I said in my first video, that's not surprising because conception is actually a very complex topic that involves a lot of anatomy and it involves a lot of biological processes. So again, it's hard for parents and even teachers to get all of the information in one talk. So this question is really just about coming back to the topic of how babies are made and filling in a few more details than we did the last time we talked about it. Who can make a baby? So it takes a person with sperm or seeds and a person with ova or eggs. And from there, you can hit your kids with some follow-up questions and answers. How can two people make a baby? Well, they can make a baby with their bodies by having penis and vagina sex. They can also get a scientist to help them by putting the sperm and the egg together, usually outside of the body, and that makes what's called an embryo. And then that embryo can be put inside a person's uterus where it will grow and eventually become a baby. Can little kids make babies? Sperm are made in the testicles, and some little kids do have testicles, but their testicles don't make sperm yet. Eggs or ova come from a part inside our bodies called the ovaries. Now, some little kids do have ovaries, and they actually do have eggs, but those eggs have to grow up and get older before they can make a baby. Can teenagers make babies? The answer is that yes, most can. As our bodies begin to change from children's bodies and become closer to adult bodies, people with testicles usually start making sperm, and people with eggs usually have eggs that are now old enough and mature enough to make babies. Can older people, like grandparents, make babies? Most older people with ovaries can't make babies with their bodies anymore, but a lot of older people with testicles and sperm still can. Can two people with eggs make a baby, or can two people with sperm make a baby? Not all by themselves. You do need an egg and a sperm to make a baby, but two people with eggs or two people with sperm still have options if they want to become parents. They may choose to adopt a baby or a child, or two people with eggs can find someone to give them sperm, or two people with sperm can find someone to give them an egg or an ova. Even that is a lot of information, so if you want to spread it out over a few days or a few weeks, that is absolutely fine. The great thing about starting these conversations when your kids are younger is that it's going to be quite a while before they need to put this information into practice, so you have plenty of time. That's all for today. I hope you're really enjoying this series, and if you haven't subscribed, then go ahead and click the subscribe button down below, and while you're down there, also click the bell so that you get a notification every time I upload a new video for the day. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. I asked my parents where babies came from when I was 3, and they explained, penis and vagina sex to me, but for the longest time, I thought what happened was you got married, you had sex once, and then a baby would just fall out of you anytime, and you wouldn't know when it was gonna happen or how many. So I spent years just waiting for another baby to fall out of my mom's vagina when she was doing the dishes or something.